Final race weekend of the Rallycross Challenge Europe, and we're back at Maasmechelen in Belgium. After a break from round 5, we are now down to deciding our titles. Autumn sunshine, cool temperatures, one of the finest Rallycross circuits in the business. What's not to like? As ever here at Duivelsberg at Maasmechelen, a big crowd on hand to watch the action. They're knowledgeable, they're educated, and they love their rallycross. Stay with us then as we take in the action from all 4 of our championship classes: the Super 1600s, Super Touring Cars Minus and Plus, and of course the 600 brake horsepower 4-wheel drive miracles that are the supercars. Plenty to keep you on the edge of your seat as our titles are decided here in Belgium. And the playground for all our contenders is the Duivelsbergcircuit Maasmechelen, one of Europe's great rallycross venues. Big crowd as ever at Maasmechelen, ready for the final round of the championship. Roman Castoral getting himself ready. The Czech deciding to come here to Rallycross Challenge Europe rather than his home championship round, looking to defend his title. Plenty of speed being shown in the heats by Dutch lady driver Claudia Smits from number 65 Ford Fiesta. Last time here in Belgium and in the Netherlands, she suffered with mechanical woes. Speed not just enough, she will need reliability. So too will Marco Witkowski, the German in the number 8 Volkswagen Golf, has also been quick on occasion this season, but doesn't have the consistency yet. Ivo van den Brandt came here expecting to defend second in the championship in his Mitsubishi Colt, but arch rival Joel Strax had engine problems in his Honda Civic and would not be able to start the event. On the top of the qualifying heat pile though, as expected, car number 1, the reigning champion Roman Castoral, the driver from the Czech Republic, once again fastest of all through the heats. He will start the last final of the season from pole. Roman Castoral on pole position, then alongside him Claudia Smits, but problems for fellow front row starter Marco Witkowski broke the car warming up the tyres. He will not start the last final of the year. Away we go, good strong start from the 3 front row starters. Claudia Smits in the middle, she's got her nose in front in the Fiesta, drifts a little wide, and that's the door open for Roman Castoral. He moves through into the lead. Ivo van den Brandt in 3rd, Rafa Hyen, the white BMW Compact, in 4th place, and the Polo of Joe van der Ven at the back of the pack. And van der Ven has vanished because he's taken the Joker lap immediately. Now that's not a bad idea after a disappointing start. Roman Castoral easing away quickly. So a 3-way battle for second position. Claudia Smits, there she is ahead of Ivo van den Brandt. And Rafa Hyen giving chase in the BMW. This is what we've come to see so often from Roman Castoral, the driver from the Czech Republic, looking for his 2nd consecutive Rallycross Challenge Europe title. Ivo van den Brandt looking to finish runner-up in the points. And there goes Rafa Hyen, a little bit sideways in the BMW Compact, that comes back on in front of Joe van den Ven in that Polo. So van den Ven didn't gain an advantage by going in early over the Devil's Peak. And look at the speed that Roman Castoral carries. That's why he's able to drive away. Claudia Smits looking very strong in 2nd, just can't match the Czech driver, but she's way clear of Ivo van den Brandt. So who will take their Joker lap next? There's not quite enough to stay in front. Van den Brandt takes his, which leaves 2 at the front. Van den Brandt came out still in front of the battle for 4th place, so he's on a podium charge. Roman Castoral easing away. Looks like he's going to leave his Joker lap till as late as possible with Claudia Smits. Trying to kill that understeer through the long first corner. She's onto the Joker lap now, so she's biting the bullet, thinks she's got enough in hand over Ivo van den Brandt, and so she has, comes back out in 2nd. Van den Brandt with Verheyen. Battle for 3rd place. Castoral way out clear, leaving his Joker lap until the last possible opportunity. Ivo van den Brandt under real pressure now for 3rd position. Needs to stay in front of Rafa Hyen, the BMW Compact. And onto the Joker lap now. No mistakes by Roman Castoral. Claudia Smith still giving chase in second. Then Ivo van den Brandt's Mitsubishi Colt ahead of the BMW Compact. Only just ahead of Raf Verheyen. 1 to go for Roman Castoral. There is the polo of Joe van den Ven. And Ivo van den Brandt now easing away from the BMW in third place. Making the Mitsubishi dance. It's up on its toes, but the BMW comes back at him. This could be a drag race to the line. Last lap for both of them. And Raf Verheyen in that BMW will need to find something special or force the error out of Ivo van den Brandt. But the checkered flag is being prepared as they come over the Devil's Peak here in Maasmechelen. Out of the final corner comes Roman Castoral to win the final and the championship title. At the beginning of the season, didn't expect it to finish like this. The year got underway with a roll, so to get second place when it all comes back together, that's really fantastic. We had problems in Hungary and the Netherlands, broken gearboxes, and that caused us a lot of stress, but in the end, the season ended well. Final Super Touring Cars Minors podium of the season. Ivo van den Brandt on the right in third, Claudia Smits in second, and our winner again, Roman Castoral. Let's take a look at the runners and riders in Super Touring Cars Plus. In his familiar Volvo C30, the yellow and white machine, that is Jos Sterckens. And fellow Belgian Herman van Thielen is here as well, but in an unfamiliar car. Matte black, number 32 BMW after his old car was wrecked in Valkensvaart. Ludo Hermans in the 71 Ford Escort, and in an older version, Steve Folders again leading the field. Stephanie van Lingen, the only woman in her green and black BMW, and fellow Belgian Philip van der Heijden in the matte black Volvo. Roger Lippens in the Ford Escort, here ahead of Tom Gaynon in the silver Opel Astra. But it is Folders as ever, who speeds his way through the heats to pole position for the last final of the year. Looks like we're certain of a Belgian winner with Steve Folders on pole, Philip van der Heijden and Stephanie van Lingen joining him on the front row for the final. Here we go then, last final of the year. 3 wide down to the first corner. Good start from Jos Sterckens into fourth. Stephanie van Lingen tries to shut the door and there's contact. Sterckens drifted out wide as she came in close. Let's take a look again from Sterckens into the first corner and drifts away as Van Lingen tries to shut the door. He turns her around. He continues in third. It is Steve Folders who leaves from Philip van der Heijden in the matte black car. Then Herman van Thielen in fourth in his car. Tom Gaynon in the gravel as Stephanie van Lingen rejoins last. So Steve Folders, Philip van der Heijden and Jos Sterckens, that's your top 3. Herman van Thielen in fourth position in the matte black BMW. And Folders over Devil's Peak, starting to get away. Tom Gaynon has to bail out of the Astra. Lots of smoke pouring off the damaged car of Jos Sterckens. He survived all the way. End of lap 1, and Steve Folders already started to open up an advantage over Philip van der Heijden. Volvo driver will have to produce something special here. Now, tactics might come into play. Van der Heijden not taking the joker lap yet. Can Herman van Thielen close in from fourth after being so delayed at the start? And what about Stephanie van Linden? Looked like she had a chance of a podium. Steve Folders increasing his margin. On to lap 3, ahead of Philip van der Heijden with a comfortable advantage. Not quite enough, maybe, to come out in front if he does the joker lap now. He will tend to do them later on. And Van der Heijden is giving chase. Look at Van Linden, she's really flying. But that delay at the start after contact with Jos Sterckens has left her about half a lap behind. There is Sterckens dropping back a little in third place, but the car seems okay. It looks as though Philip van der Heijden might actually be closing as the car starts to disassemble itself. Meanwhile, Folders Escort looking as pristine as a circuit racer, never mind a rallycross car. Folders building his advantage. Jos Sterckens still in third. Little bit of a lonely event for him. As for Van Thielen in fourth, but maybe not for long. Stephanie van Linden is closing in fast. Trying to gain something from this over Devil's Peak. And Philip van der Heijden still trying to keep the leader honest. Past the halfway mark. And Steve Folders into the evening sunshine. looking to head to a final win of the season and the Super Touring Cars Plus title. Now he takes his Joker lap, comes out behind the Volvo, but he knows if he sits right behind him, then Philip van der Heijden will be behind in second place once he's done his Joker lap. Josh Sterkens takes his now, stays in front of the battle for fourth. Van der Heijden now, is there any chance of opening up a big enough margin? It seems unlikely given what we've seen so far during the season. And right now, Van der Heijden needs to take his Joker lap. Away he goes. Steve Holders passes him before he even gets into it. And that was always going to be the case. Folders comes through into the lead, but Van der Heijden is right there. Is Folders playing with him, or has he got a problem with the escort? This could be a dramatic turnaround. Stephanie van Lingen going for fourth around the outside of Herman van Tielen. The battle for the lead races to the checkered flag. Folders just in front, and it's enough to take the checkered flag and the title from Philip van der Heijden. Battle for fourth rages on. Josh Sterkens will take third place. Herman van Tielen needs to keep Stephanie van Lingen bottled up through the final corner. The green and black BMW is right there. She's got a tighter line out the final corner, grabs the spot. Feels great to be champion again, says Steve Folders. I have to say the battles were maybe a little bit easier this year compared to last season, but we had a lot of fun with the team. I love the way they're so committed. They give me so much support, and I just want to offer them all my thanks. Third place for Volvo driver Josh Sterkens, another Volvo man, Philip van der Heijden in second, but once more Ford Escort driver Steve Folders in his familiar top spot. Final weekend of the season for our busy Super 1600 field, and in his regular Peugeot 206, Marcel Succi. Well, qualifying heats didn't entirely go okay for him. Here at the front, gets tagged into a spin in the first corner of Maasmechelen, into the wall, and everybody gets collected. One of the youngest competitors of the season, 18 years old, Magnus Dahl in his Renault Clio, while Dennis Remmens looking very strong in his Ford Fiesta. Chasing Edges Horse in the Peugeot is Willem Veltman's Citroën C2. Veltman looking for third spot in the championship. Marcel Succi, despite that incident, qualified second fastest to Dennis Remmens in the Ford Fiesta, who'll start the final on pole. Succi in the middle of the front row, the blue Citroën of Willem Veltman on the outside as Dennis Remmens sits on pole in the red Ford Fiesta. These 1600cc front-wheel drive hatchbacks ready for the last final of the season. This fantastic location at Maasmechelen. Away they go, lots of wheel spin from the front row men. The second row starters getting away well. Into the lead will go the red Fiesta, that's Dennis Remmens. Succi in second, and Edges Horse up to third in his Peugeot 206. Down to fourth place is the blue Citroën C2 of Willem Veltman. And he goes on to the Joker loop immediately, and that moves Magnus Dahl up to fourth spot. Veltman in the blue Citroën at the back. Now his plan is clear, just attack all the way through. Dennis Remmens leads them over the Devil's Peak. There is Willem Veltman right at the tail. Third place is Edges Horse. And the cars cocking their unladen rear wheel as they turn in under braking into the first turn. Little slide out wide from Edges Horse. Willem Veltman yet to catch fourth place youngster Magnus Dahl. Dahl has taken his Joker lap now, and he drops back to fifth place. So Veltman picks up one spot. He needs to keep the pace up to stay with the leaders to take advantage if he can when they go through to their Joker lap. Dennis Remmens comfortably leading now from Marcel Succi, still drifting out a little wide. Edges Horse in the Peugeot 206. Lithuanian driver again hanging that unladen rear wheel halfway through. And the battle is on for fourth position. Willem Veltman only just in front of Magnus Dahl. There they are in the background. Dahl looks like he's got better speed, but he'll be stuck behind the Citroën and lose ground to the leaders unless he can get by quickly. Top three still to do their Joker lap. Dennis Remmens not yet with enough of a margin that he'll come out in front, so he's going to have to leave it till the last minute or wait for those behind to jump first. So will Marcel Succi jump on the Joker lap? No. Through goes the Peugeot though, so Edges Horse takes his Joker lap now. as he does so, does he come out still in third? Down to 2 at the front, yet to take their lap. Oh, and trouble! And that's the young Dane, and the car is pulling off at the side of the circuit. Dennis Remmens, the Belgian driver in the Ford Fiesta, trying to creep away from the Czech Republic's Marcel Suchy. Third place for Willem Veltman. Marcel Suchy now onto the Joker lap. So Dennis Remmens has yet to do his. And he's trying to build up as big a margin as he can. It looks as though he should have enough leeway as long as he doesn't make any mistakes. There's Willem Veltman looking for third in the championship. Dennis Remmens a long way clear now. Suchy has taken the Joker lap, must push on. And there's Os in third place. So Remmens now onto the last lap, has no option but to take the Joker lap now or get hit by a big penalty post-race. So he goes on to the Joker lap. And is the gap big enough to come back in front? If not, then it will be all arms and elbows. Can afford no mistakes now. Veltman pitches the upright C2 into turn 1. There is Dennis Remmens. And there is Edges Os. And there, going very slowly, is Marcel Suchy. The 206 has failed him on the last lap. Through goes Veltman into third. It will be victory for Dennis Remmens. The Belgian wins in Belgium, while Edis Os and Willem Veltman complete the podium. Super 1600 champion Josef Soester says he'll be delighted to compete this year in the Rallycross Challenge Europe. Unfortunately couldn't do the final round because I've already sold the car. But looking forward to next year and see what that brings for Rallycross Challenge Europe. And our final Super 1600 podium of the season, Dennis Remmens, Edis Os and Willem Veltman get busy with the fizzy. The blue ribbon event of Rallycross Challenge Europe, the supercars, 600 horsepower, four-wheel drive, these monsters of the track, accelerators quick 0 to 60 as a Formula 1 car. Andy August looking in strong form soon too in the Subaru Impreza. Belgians Johnny Verkeuringen, the yellow and black machine, in prime form. Mark Flaherty in the Ford Focus in this heat as well, trying to challenge August for the outright title. Problems meant that the fast Belgian Jochen Cox wouldn't make it through the heats. Mikkel de Keersmaker did though, he was fast, but Mandy August seemed to step up the pace even further with the title at stake, leaving Mark Flaherty trailing in her wake. Flaherty's rival for runner-up spot, Mark Tikkebar, had problems with his Ford Fiesta, and he wasn't alone. Johnny Verkeuringen's Subaru also playing up at the end of a long, tough season. Mandy August had the pace and reliability and topped out qualifying to claim pole for the final. With no Jochen Cox, that has promoted Lithuania's Paulius Pleskavas to the outside of the front row. Mark Flaherty and Mart Tikkebar battling for runner-up spot in the championship. Tikkebar finally coming late to the grid in the Ford Fiesta, but the 20-year-old is ready to go. From left to right then, poles it to Mandy August in the centre, Mikkel de Keersmaker on the outside, the right hand as we look at it, Paulius Pleskavas closest to the camera. Away we go, Mark Flaherty in fourth, Mandy August not a great start in second. Oh, Flaherty collects Pleskavas. Oh, and there's trouble. Mart Tikkebar didn't even leave the grid, and he has pulled off the car, clearly not healthy. Take a look again from Mandy August at the start. De Keersmaker got a great launch in the Ford Fiesta. She tucked in safely to second. Pleskavas in third, Mark Flaherty in fourth position. And looks like nobody's going on the Joker lap this time round. They will have to take it at some stage in the 6 laps, and already Mikkel de Keersmaker trying to pull away. The Belgian hopeful of winning here on home soil. Mandy August needs to finish in second, and Mark Flaherty, if he can get in front of her and somehow win this, he might have a chance at the overall title. But look at de Keersmaker. It's like he's in a different class, roaring away. Mandy August in second, Pleskavas in third, and Flaherty in fourth position. And the Audi driver cannot hold a candle to the leader of this final, and the Belgian crowd will be delighted to see their man pulling away fast. De Keersmaeker setting a furious pace as the rest trail in his wake over the Devil's Peak, kicking up the dirt on board with Mandy August. The Audi S3 is a fine piece of kit. She's had such a strong season. To claim the title here with a win would be wonderful, but it looks like De Keersmaeker is going to deny her the win, if not the title. Nobody yet onto their joker lap. Mandy August through in second. Pleskavas, oh, huge slide in third. Just hanging on to that. Mark Flaherty in fourth position. De Keersmaeker making this look very simple indeed. His home knowledge really paying off. He's got his Ford superbly set up. And the Fiesta is absolutely blazing away. Pleskavas very sideways indeed. Looks like he's overheating the rear tyres, but Mark Flaherty can't get close to him. De Keersmaeker, August, Pleskavas, Flaherty now has done his joker lap. That's not going to help him much. The others are too far in front for him to gain much advantage. Mandy August now goes into the lead. De Keersmaeker, you saw the dust that he left on the joker loop, but he comes back out still in front. And that's a little disheartening for a Mandy August. All that can happen now is that she'll get it wrong and lose the place to Paulius Pleskavas. He's on his joker lap. Through goes Mark Flaherty. And Mandy August looking a little closer, but she's still got to do her joker lap. Flaherty looks sealed in to runner-up spot in the championship. Last lap, Mandy August chasing the leader, Michael De Keersmaeker, but she still has to do the joker lap, and that leaves the road free for De Keersmaeker to head to victory. Mandy August will claim the championship title, but the checkered flag goes to Michael De Keersmaeker. Mandy August the champion, Mark Flaherty the runner-up. So is he happy with the result?
No, I want to be first. But anyway, considering what's happened this season, I think second place is okay. Yeah, you will see me next year, for sure.
A happy winner, Michael De Keersmaeker, a happy champion, Mandy August, and a happy Paulius Pleskavas to complete the podium. Time to crown our champions. A tough final day in the series for Joel Strax, and he claims third in the championship standings in Super Touring Cars Minors. Ivo van der Brandt, another one with a tough season, second, well deserved. But the man who they all had to catch and couldn't, our champion again from the Czech Republic, Roman Castorau. In Super Touring Cars Plus, Jos Sterkens claims third, Philip van der Heijden second, and Steve Folders, in one of the oldest cars in the business, is our double champion, a Belgian top three. And it's a Czech 1-2 in Super 1600. Josef Suster the champion ahead of Marcel Succi and Willem Veltman. 20-year-old Mark Tickerbar struggled on the final day, but he's third in supercars. Mark Flaherty second. The winner, Mandy August, the first ever woman champion in FIA Rallycross. But she was out partying with the team. Well, that's it for 2016. For more videos, visit our YouTube page or follow us on Facebook. And we'll see you next year for Rallycross Challenge Europe 2017.